It's an anti-tank mine. Checking under it to see if there's another mine under the first mine, which does happen. They do it so they can kill the miners.
Вогонь! Вогонь!
Today we're going to be talking to somebody who works in the rescue services in Ukraine, somebody who's been doing a lot of work in demining, somebody that I've gotten to know over the last couple of days. I've spent a lot of time out in the field filming with them, and I thought it'd be a good idea to sit down with them and do a live interview so you guys could ask him questions, because as much as I like asking them questions, I don't all the time know what you guys would like to ask them. So I wanted to give you guys the opportunity. So if you have any questions for today's interview, please post them in chat. I'll try to read them. I also have my own questions and a few stories I would love for him to say on stream, so you guys have a record of it and so you guys can hear about the great work this guy's doing. So first we're going to start by having you introduce yourself, saying your name, official title, and how you got involved in demining.
Hi, my name is Vlad. I'm emergency service officer and okay. Should I repeat?
Yeah, sure.
Hi guys, I'm Vlad and I'm emergency service officer, and before the invasion I was in Rivne and work with drones, radios, and just all types of connection to transfer information from emergency situations to my chiefs. But for now I am working as the miner, because I understand that is most important and most difficult direction in Ukraine after the end of the war with our victory.
So what have we been doing over the last couple of days? Currently we're in the Kharkiv Oblast. We can't really give any more information to that, obviously, but we're in the Kharkiv Oblast. What have we been doing out here?
We have a lot of the miners from emergency service here, and we're trying to clear this region from the landmines. The high priority for our service is towns, villages, and power lines. We need to restore a lot of villages and save the electricity, not send, just send the electricity.
So there is a lot of mines along where the electrical lines are, usually the power lines, and so you have to demine that in order to restore power. Am I correct?
Almost. Usually our power lines are very close to the roads, but all roads Russian forces trying to mine, because a lot of military techniques can drive on it, and it's easy to destroy. So
the territory that we've been filming in used to be occupied by the Russians. How long ago did they occupy this territory?
How long from the...
How long has it been since they've occupied it?
It's February till September.
Got you. So till September. After they left, what type of mines did they leave behind when they were leaving this area?
They leave all types actually of mine, which they have anti-personnel, anti-tank mines, booby traps, a lot of cluster munition, just all kinds of mine we find and we will find here.
Where do they leave these mines? Do they leave them just out in open fields, or do they leave them everywhere?
Actually, I think everywhere. We have a lot of cases in cities, like in Balaklia. We have, as example, an explosion of PFM-1 from civilian grandma. It's about a week ago. And also they trying to secure their borders before the occupation process. And also all forests, fields in Kharkiv region mined, completely mined.
So for the anti-personnel mines, these are banned by many international treaties. How have the Russians at all put any care in how they manage these mines, how they use these mines, to respect international law, or are they a lot more haphazard in where they place them and how they can endanger civilians?
We both of us know that Russia doesn't respect any international rules. We need to understand it, and the mining process too. We have a lot of cases with the mining just on civilian areas. It's just impossible in a normal, not normal, any war can be normal, but with standard war with laws. And a lot of booby traps. We have a lot of mines in administrative buildings, like government, police, security office. We have a lot of strange cases here, actually.
So with these mines being placed in civilian areas, a lot of people are now returning to their homes after areas are liberated. Does that cause a lot of problems with them getting injured or killed by Russian mines?
Of course, we have a lot of cases, thousands.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Do they place them inside of civilian homes as well?
Inside and outside, it's just insane.
So when they place these mines, put them out there, and you know that there's mines in an area, what's the first thing you do? Do you use drones to scan the area? Do you just send people out to start mining? What's the process?
Every case is different. In one case, we just can use optic. On another, we just can use the robot. As example, in building, robot very useful. And also drones, metal detectors, pinpointers, whatever, just any kind of detection equipment. In every case, we need to change our devices, and that's all. Usually, it's metal detector if you're not in cities.
I posted a picture of you earlier, and somebody in the replies was asking about robots and how useful they could be. And we discussed this, I think, yesterday or at some point today, about the restrictions for robots, because people want to save lives, but you can't use robots in all of the scenarios, can you?
The most effective way to use robots in buildings for now, and also we can use it on the delivering explosive to the landmine to destroy it. But in my opinion, it would be better to use drone.
Better to use drone.
Of course, we have a lot of cases as militaries. You just can send some explosive to the place and destroy the landmine. It's very easy, and you don't need to spend all space of the mining vehicle. And you just can take, as example, Mavic 3 and I don't know, just on English, this mechanism which sending the, as example, hand grenade in the ground. It's just a mechanism with drone, and that's all.
Since I've started filming with you, I don't think there's been a day where you're not using drones. I've seen everybody use drones when it comes to demining. When did that start? Because I know a lot of people haven't used drones. For example, in Iraq and Afghanistan, drone technology was just starting to come about. So American servicemen don't have experience with this. So when did this start happening that you guys use drones to work in demining?
Actually, we have a lot of drones before the invasion, but its numbers grows in times after invasion. And our demining group have at least one drone. And we start use drones from 2017, something like that, when our demining groups working and clearing area near the Mariupol.
When you were clearing areas in 2017 before the February 24th invasion, but still after the invasion of Crimea and the initial invasion, which the world wasn't paying as much attention, I've been told by a lot of deminers that while they were dealing with Russian explosives at that time, a lot of it was material from World War II and World War I as well. And I actually saw you guys actually finding some old World War II material. How much is that of an issue? Is that still a major issue when you do demining work?
From the World War II munition?
Yes.
In my region, where I worked before, we have at minimum 3,000 munition from World War II or older every year. And
every year.
Yeah, also we have 25 regions, and you just can understand that it's huge number of munition.
I think this is something that has, one of the things that I've gotten the most from my time filming with you is the scale of the problem. It's not just the mines from the February 24th invasion. It's also the stuff from 2014 and onward. It's also World War II, and sometimes even World War I.
Yeah.
And so you've got a lot of times just layers upon layers of explosives. How much explosive material do Ukrainian miners have to deal with?
With all, I just can to
Across
be
the
clear,
whole country.
across the whole, how many we need to expose to this destroy?
How much work has to be done?
Oh, I just can imagine. It's extremely much.
Mhm.
It's very difficult and long walk in Ukraine. Actually, it's. Oh.
You gave me an estimate earlier today, and you also gave me this estimate when we first sat down to set up this filming expedition. Could you tell me how long the estimate you're guessing for how long this is going to be?
Yeah, scientists trying to figure out how long we will demine our lands, and they used the experience of Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, and they says that at least 70 years we need to spend for clear our lands.
So you're saying 70 years.
70 years, at least, if war will end months ago.
But it isn't ending months ago.
Yeah.
Meaning that the 70 years, which is already an astronomically long period of time, might continue to get bigger, and in fact already probably has.
Yeah. And also we need to understand that for now is Kharkiv is most difficult area, but I just can't even imagine what we will find on the Donetsk region or Luhansk near the Bakhmut as example. Is just insane.
So be clear, you guys don't even necessarily know the full scale of the problem since you don't have access to these occupied areas.
We are not walking near the front lines. We have 20 kilometers safe zone, and we trying to just walk as humanitarian demand. We are not with militaries.
Is there any written record or any notes put down by the Russians for where they put these munitions? Say if one day they were to negotiate a treaty, could they ever provide that information, or do they not keep track of it? There's no record keeping whatsoever. They just kind of place it haphazardly.
We have a few cases when our military forces gives us the documents with places of standing wood in the landmines on the fields. We have this information, but I understand that we will not have even 50% of this information.
So 70 years is a long time. There's a lot of material that needs to be dealt with. How many square miles of territory probably has this issue? I know the whole country has to deal with the World War II and World War I munitions, but how much of it has to deal with the most recent wave of violence in the country?
For now, it's 180,000 square kilometers. For now.
And how many deminers are there currently working in Ukraine that could help deal with this problem?
Emergency service before the invasion had 2,000 deminers, and for 22nd year we grow this number for 3,500, and for now our goal is 5,000, and we are working on it and finding the people and try and teach them on our education centers.
So you're trying to get to 5,000.
We have almost 5,000.
So that would be 5,000 people to deal with how many square miles?
180,000 square kilometers.
So that is a good way to just see the scale of the problem.
Yeah.
What is the type of equipment that these people are working with? Or do they have a lot of good quality equipment, or is there something lacking?
More than half of our equipment before the invasion. It's our old mine detectors as Wallon version 1, version 2. For now, it's not good because we have a lot of shrapnel on the fields, and it's very hard to detect any landmine on this area in this condition of soil.
Got it. I'm going to raise my voice because I'm being told it's kind of hard to hear my questions. But I see a question in chat asking about the type of booby traps that have been seen, because there's been a lot of unique booby traps uncovered. Booby traps in pianos. One of the deminer showed me a video where somebody tried to use a lighter, and the lighter was rigged up to explode. It seems that there are a lot of unique booby traps that have been made in this war.
We have a lot of cases with handmade explosive, as example, in toys, in cups, and just whatever, any subject, any object which just can use your attention. I don't know how correctly understand.
Use your intuition?
Attention.
Attention.
Just something bright or just interesting thing like phone and just whatever. And we have a lot of cases with beds, chairs, and just when you want to sit down, you had the explosion.
Let me look at. What is the type of damage to the local wildlife that is done through the use of mines and anti-personnel mines specifically?
Usually, a victim lasts like. I'm correctly, I understand.
Yeah, I'm asking about the animals that are killed.
Animals. At least few cases every day we have.
Few cases every day.
Yeah.
We actually did film an example of a dog that was killed by an anti-personnel mine in the Kharkiv region.
A lot of virus, and it's very easy to explode. Usually, animal can detonate just simple landmine, because you need to have the pressure, as example, 2 kilograms, and it's very difficult to detonate by cat, as example. But if you just cut the wire, you will have the explode.
Somebody just asked in chat, do you believe that mines should be banned in warfare and the use of mines be classified as a war crime?
I think we can do this. It's kind of the weapon, and I don't think that anyone should ask my opinion if war starts. Anyway, landmines will be used in every war, because it's most effective method to cover your borders and territory.
So because of how effective they are, you don't think it's practical to ban them?
Yeah.
Got you.
I'm not happy actually, because I need every day to find it and destroy it. I understand it's very a very big headache for us, but...
Back to animals, you told me an interesting story recently about birds that were picking up mines and dropping them. Can you explain what was going on with that?
Yeah, my chief of the miner chief in this region saw how the bird just flying with PFM1, like butterfly mine, just in air. And it's very difficult because we have the areas, marked areas, when we know that this landmine exists, but when animals can just move it, it's very difficult to find on the another spot. And also wind can move PFM1 too. It's just like the sail type of moving, just by wind.
I saw one of these butterfly style mines, that's what they're referred to. They don't look like the traditional image of a mine people have in their heads from cartoons or movies. They look plastic. They were used heavily by the Soviets in Afghanistan. Does the way they look affect how people interact with them? Does that make it so people don't think they're a mine and then they touch it and then it causes problems?
In the first time on this invasion, we have a lot of these cases when civilians just grab these mines and just can put it on the bag or box. We have these cases, and also we know about the explosion on these cases.
The butterfly mines, though, are unique in the fact that they're not really designed to kill you, as far as I know. They're designed specifically just to injure you, correct?
You just lost your foot, maybe leg, not more.
Gotcha. when it comes to, 1 second, I had the question and then I lost it. ADHD kicking me in the butt. No, the dog is dead. The dog was not safe. It did not survive. Very sad.
Yeah, Dylan post this picture on Twitter.
Yeah, you can actually go view it on Twitter if you guys want to see video of it. I mean, it's not fun to see. It's footage of a dead dog, but if you wanted to see it. When it comes to the farmland, there's a lot of farmland in this country. There's a lot of farmers in this country, and a lot of them really want to get back to work. And that's led to some of them taking some pretty dangerous decision making when it comes to interacting with mines. Can you talk about that at all?
Yep. I think okay, we understand that almost all territories of farm fields for now are mined on the occupied territories, but it's very difficult cases because we have a very high grass there, and also a lot of wires and a lot of anti-tank mines, anti-personnel mines, also clusters, and it's very difficult area just for detecting, not for demining, destroying, for detecting these landmines, because when you have the grass on 1 meter high, you can use your mine detector. It's very difficult, and that's why we try and just to keep this territory to find the best solution. We know this problem, we're trying to help, we are working with it, but it's too dangerous, because if you send a few groups on the farm field, on difficult farm field, you have a very high risks to last your people.
And these people don't have any training. They don't know exactly all of the precautions you're supposed to take when dealing with mines, right?
Locals?
Yeah, the farmers.
I think for now farmers knows a lot of mines because they haven't any another option. If you you just need to know it. If you're not, you will be dead. That's all.
I remember I saw some pictures on Twitter of demining and like armored tractors that were armored.
Yeah.
What are the purpose of these armored tractors?
It's just working like heavy mechanical demining machine, and it's the same type of work. It's cheaper, and they just trying to solve problem of emptiness of heavy demining vehicles. Our service for now had only 4 mechanical demining vehicles, and it's very small number, actually, critical small.
I don't know if you can answer this question because you work with mines, but somebody in chat, Zanziv, just asked if the Russians are using non-explosive traps. I know in Vietnam, the Viet Cong used to use, like spikes they would put in the ground that people would fall through holes. Do they use any non-explosive traps that you're aware of?
Actually, I don't know about these cases. I don't hear about it.
Got you. Somebody in chat was asking about Russian partisans and if they have given you guys any problem. But I think I have never heard any reports of there being any partisans in Ukraine fighting on behalf of the Russians. Have you?
Actually, me too. And also, I am not military, and I haven't this information. I'm working just like on humanitarian and demining. And if I will saw the Russian soldier, I just can call to the militaries. I can't fight with him.
Have the Russian military targeted humanitarian workers in Ukraine?
Yeah, we have 25 fighters in Russian prisons. They are captured, and also we have a lot of strikes on our stations in Kherson, in Kharkiv, in Donetsk region.
Do you believe it's purposeful that they're targeting demining centers in order to undermine your efforts?
I think yeah, because near this station, in 2 cases, we haven't any, not only military, just not civilian object, only the fire station.
So something I noticed when I was filming the demining work out there in the field is that when they stumble upon a mine, they don't just start removing it. They start checking all of the area around it, and particularly under the mine.
Yeah.
What are they checking for when they're checking under the mine?
They're checking for the presence of traps and also another mine under this one.
So I want to ask about the type of people that do this work, the type of personalities that sign up for this work. You've told me that there is some difficulty in trying to convince people to get into demining work. Why is that?
Because it's a very dangerous profession. We need to understand. I don't know about your audience, but in Ukraine, sapper makes only two mistakes. First mistake is when he decide to work as the miners, and second when he step on the landmine. And that's all. It's very difficult. We have a big number of motivated guys, but for now it's not enough.
And I know that there's a lot of foreigners in this country that are doing demining work. What kind of reasons do they have for coming over, and what experience do they bring to the table?
Any foreigner has his own motivation, and I know a lot of very cool guys which just trying to help Ukrainian people and trying to save Ukrainian lives, and that's all. And also, I'm just forget this another part, second part of the question.
What type of experience do they bring?
The most interesting for me, it's human tracking experience.
Human tracking?
Human tracking. We have less experience on this area than foreigners, actually.
What do you mean by human tracking?
When you try and walk on the just empty field without the people, when you have the signs of that some human was present here, it's just about a cigarette, maybe bottle, and just whatever, any human product which can looks like the sign or mark. And it's a very interesting experience, actually.
And so when they see the signs of humans, that could indicate that somebody was over here placing mines or placing explosives.
Exactly.
So is that something that they're helping to teach other people in Ukraine about?
Yeah. And we are trying to exchange all our experience of this war and trying to teach human tracking.
When the war is over and won, do you think you're going to continue to work in demining, that you're going to stay committed to working for the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, who knows how many years afterwards, continuing to clear minefields, or will you go into a different profession?
I have my own goal to upscale all the mining process in Ukraine and maybe in the world on perspective. And if I can do this goal, I just wanna have the just quiet, safe life. I just wanted to buy a house and start maybe a turtle farm. And,
a turtle farm?
Yeah. I'm excited of turtles, actually.
You like turtles?
Yeah. And I'm just wanna sell for these turtles for the kids and give the good emotions.
So you want to start a turtle farm that makes turtle pets for children?
Yeah.
That is the sweetest possible dream I could imagine.
Yeah. I just wanna be in quiet and safe.
What do you like about turtles?
What I like?
Yeah, why do you like turtles?
It's very scared. They are scared. They afraid anything.
Afraid of everything.
Everything, and also they can live very long time. You just can give this turtle for your children. Maybe their children, they can live about 100 years. It's perfect pet.
What motivated you originally to get involved in emergency services?
Emergency services? Actually, I don't know. It's not my decision. Emergency service starts for me. It's like decision of my parents, cause in the future when I was teenager, I am playing on the band on the by electric guitar.
You used to play electric guitar.
Yeah. And I'm playing on the garage bands, and my parents decided
What kind of music did you play? Were you any good?
new metal, just heavy kind of music.
Heavy metal.
Yeah.
Got you. And then your parents did what?
Decide that it's not a good road to self-growing as person, and decide to send me to the military university.
Now, obviously, this work is extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Do you have any regrets about your parents sending you to do this type of work, or you agreeing to do it? Because, you know, it's been a lot of time since then. At any point, you could have said, I'm done. You know, you could have probably quit.
No, my family haven't any regrets, because my whole family for now on war. My brother near the Bakhmut, my mother military medic.
Military medic.
Yeah, and all my family just understand what invasion can cost for all of us.
Mm-hmm. What part of the country are you from?
I am born in Alushta, it's Crimea, but I'm grown in Rivne, it's near the Lviv and Kiev, not Kiev, Zhytomyr. It's just west of Ukraine.
What was it like growing up there?
As in any city and region of Ukraine, I have the happy childhood.
Happy childhood?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear. When you talk about improving demining work, what do you mean by that? What type of improvements are being made in Ukraine that could help in other conflicts or in other war zones around the world?
We talk about the time of clearing Ukraine. It's about 70 years, and biggest part of this time spends for detecting landmines. And first of all, we need to upscale detecting by the technologies, devices, developing, and all brains of the world. We just can use a big number of different software and devices to upscale it. It's real, actually.
Do you have any specialized demining vehicles, like mine rollers, etc.?
It's just heavy demining vehicles. We have the arm truck and Bajano. Yeah.
Do you have a shortage of armored vehicles for demining?
Armored vehicles we have too, because some of the ammunition we need to move. And that's why we need to have the armored vehicles.
How do you dispose of the explosives when you find them? Because, you know, there must be a lot of explosive material that you guys retrieve.
Yeah. For now, in the most cases, we're trying to destroy all landmine just on the spot where we detect it. But some of kind of munitions we're trying to move on our safe range, collect in one piece, in a big hole on the ground, and make a big explosion.
Got you. Can you tell me, because this story killed me earlier today when we were out in the field filming the drone footage. Can you tell me about this interaction you had with a Ukrainian grandmother who's trying to burn a field, and why she was burning the field and what you did to deal with it?
Before the invasion, when I work as drone operator, we have the task to start monitoring all farm fields, because a lot of locals starts to make fires on field before this work on it, because on the spring we have a very extremely fast growing of grass, and they just want to burn it. They're easy to use this field.
They wanted to burn the fields from all the tall grass, so it'd be easier to farm.
Yeah. And when I'm checking one of the fields, I saw the grandpa with just trying to make fire, and I'm used the drone with speaker, and I'm just fly over to her,
To her, yeah.
to her, and start screaming the sounds like ah, And she was very scared and just start run away, and I start fly.
Start chasing her.
Start follow her.
Yeah, follow her sounds better. Did she ever do that again that you're aware of?
I'm not sure. I just can't be on this farm field.
You think you scared it out of her though?
I think she don't care actually. A lot of locals make a lot of stupid decisions actually.
Oh, why did you want to scare her away so badly?
So badly because few days before we have one more fire like this, and this fire moved to the village, and we can save 4 people.
4 people.
Yeah. Just this fire starts in the village, and we're trying to save all buildings, but we can't. It's a very long distance of this fire. It's about 2, maybe 5, maybe 10 kilometers, and it's very difficult.
I know that you work in emergency services. I know you're not a firefighter, but I've tried to interview a few firefighters about this issue. And double strikes, where they strike once, then they wait for people to come, and then they strike again, that seems to be quite commonplace. How much of a risk is that for first responders who get to the scene to help people after a strike?
Okay. Also, before the invasion, I was firefighter.
You was a firefighter.
Yeah. I'm driving on the fires and work in all emergency situation. We have all time the risk of the second strike, but it's not much popular. It's about maybe 5-10% of all strike, but you need to be careful every time. But because when you start the work, it's very difficult to escape from the place of work, as you can be deeper on the building parts and just whatever, and you any second you need to be careful, and also you need to save people. You need to do 2 tasks at once.
When I was seeing the mine detectors that the different miners were using, I saw this one moment where they had different mine detectors go over the same piece of metal, and some would only go off once, some would go off a few times, and some would go off instantly and a lot. Is there a lot of different variations in quality for the equipment that, where some will detect it, some won't detect it as much?
Yeah. Different metal detectors work different, and gives the different signs of detection. We have a lot of cases when Wallon metal detectors can find, as example, plastic mines, and have some problems with PFM ones, but Chia haven't this problem, and also Garrett haven't too. And yeah, any metal detector are different.
What type of media campaigns are there to raise awareness for civilians about the risks of mines? I remember that there was Patron had a cartoon that warns children about mines.
We have a lot of meetings with local government, and we creating the training for the locals. A lot of training. It's about in every region, no less one for week. And also we making the video clips and making the posts in our social media, and we're trying to talk with people on this problem. Also we have the in open source map of the landmines, also application on
so you have open source where you can go and you can see where the landmines are, so people can like chart their paths.
It's not full right now. We need to understand that we need to find and detect a lot of thousand mines, maybe millions.
Got you. I want to tell everybody in chat that I'm not going to keep him all night. This guy has work, so I do want to make sure that he gets some sleep, and I want to make sure I get some sleep as well, because I'm going to be heading out with him tomorrow, again, to do some more filming. But let me ask another question. So get your questions in chat now for people in site chat and for people in Twitch chat. Let me look at some more questions here. I don't know if it's been asked, but how long does it take to train a deminer?
For now, our units just simple deminer training about 1 month, and officer trains 3 months.
So you mean for simple training, it's a month long.
We have just deminers and chief of deminer in every group. It's 5 people, 4 deminers. 3 deminers, 1 deminer and driver, and 1 chief. And chief trains 3 months, and deminer trains 1 month.
Well, what is your role? What is your role currently?
For now, I'm working on developing a lot of developing projects for upscale and mine detection, and also I'm taking the role breach of foreign organization and my government ministry, and I'm trying to send all our problems and asking for solutions to the foreign organizations.
I'll be blunt with this question. A month does not seem like an awfully long amount of time to learn how to disarm these very dangerous explosives.
It's very intensive training. They are living there, like in Kosovo, and also they starting work on the easiest place. We have heaviest area of the landmines and also easier areas. When you just have at least on the one farm field 10 anti-tank mines, and you just can't blow up on it because you need to 300 kilograms pressure to explode, and it's very difficult to have the explosion on it. And they start training for the simple minefields, and after that they improving their skills.
How much is there any other like in the United States or any other country, how long would it traditionally be that a person has to learn how to be a deminer? How was it for example before the war?
Also we have in our university just vector of deminers, and also it's about half of the year. I just can't remember for now.
You don't know how long it was before?
I just can't remember. I think half of year.
Half a year?
Yeah.
So instead of around 6 months, it's about 1/6 of the time that they used to have.
Yeah.
Is this in an attempt to fill the shortage of deminers? Because, 5,000 people does not seem like a lot of people to cover all of the territory that needs to be mined.
Yeah. I don't know what I can say about it. We have difficult situation, and we need to short this term of training, and that's all for now. I don't know.
This is the question from Xander in site chat. I've heard reports of Russians mining children's playgrounds and even their rooms, if I recall correctly. Have you encountered any scenarios like this personally?
I saw pictures of cases like this. I haven't been on these cases, but I saw pictures.
Have you encountered the mining of civilian areas, civilian homes, or?
Yeah. We have cluster munition at the civilian homes, also booby traps, and Mon 50. It's anti-personnel mines mine.
We filmed one of these
in the fridge
being disarmed recently.
When you just
in the fridge of a
when you just open the fridge, shot wire, boom.
And that was in a civilian home.
Yeah.
So if they were to come home and open it unknowingly,
we have 1,000 cases in Bucha, Borodianka, on this invasion. It's just thousands.
How does it happen that you would even know that there's a mine in there? Because if it's in a fridge and you're going to open the door, how did they know to call you guys without opening the door and getting themselves killed?
We just start screaming that civilian shouldn't return there at all. And after that, when people start returning, we will have some cases of explosions. And after that, we start collect a lot of calls on our emergency service line with questions to check their apartments, and our units start to check every apartment.
Do you use animals in your demining work, like bomb dogs, like bomb sniffing dogs?
For now, we have 5, maybe 6 dogs. But
For like all of the demining?
it's was not popular in Ukraine, but on Tuesday we talk about it with you.
Yeah.
We want to check canine service and use a lot of dogs, training dogs.
How do you think more bomb sniffing dogs, canines, could be useful in demining work in this country?
As example, the same way as my work is just detection of the landmines.
What are your favorite metal bands?
Metal bands? Oh, a lot of them actually. I'm huge fan of the Fallen in Reverse, Pantera.
Pantera, that's Walk.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of, almost all, just not only old from 19s, but and modern. It's 100 bands.
Got you. Somebody in chat, Wah1337 said, I'm curious if you have personally encountered PMF1 butterfly mines.
Ooh, I just can't understand.
The butterfly mines, they're
Yeah.
asking about your personal experiences with them.
Personal experience, I saw it and I am dropped the explosion on it where our deminers collect few of them in one place, and I'm just leave the explosion and we destroy it.
Are there any other post-warfare or current warfare sites around the world, like Myanmar or Cambodia, that you would want to expand operations to after the war?
I am working on the ready solution. It's neural network, it's ready device, drone device, satellites pictures, and all these projects can use in any country. And that's why it's very important, not only for me, and all humanitarian organizations should be interested in project like this, because it's not only Ukrainian problem, but unfortunately for now Ukraine is the range this technology.
You talked about satellite photos.
Yeah.
How can satellite photos be used to help in demining work?
We have a lot of principles of detecting. First of all, we just can watch of the different high of the soil.
Mm-hmm.
We have satellites like this, and also we can use the principle like time machine. We just can watch all sapper and engineers Russian units before the liberating these territories, and we just can watch for them where they driving, where they walking, and what kind of mines they are planting on the farm fields. And also I just forgot the third one, and it's actually a lot of information. I'm trying to keep all in my head, but sometimes I lost some nuances.
Or it's really late over here.
And also I think we just can find the anti-tank mine, present anti-tank mines by just detecting software, but I need a high quality pictures, really high quality.
This is from Rocky Coast. Do the booby trap grenades detonate immediately, or is there a 3-second fuse? Is there a delay in the explosion?
Both. We have the cases with just immediately explosion and for a few seconds.
Could that tiny bit of delay at all be used, or is there training around that?
Training to...
Like, if there is a delay, is there anything somebody can do to try to protect themselves?
Yeah,
They know
but you need to feel that you strike the wire. It's very difficult.
So if you felt that you struck the wire, what is somebody supposed to do?
You just try maybe to jump for the corner if you can. If you're not, just lying on the ground.
Got you. I know that when we were filming out there, you kept telling me that I need to turn on my sign.
Yeah.
When somebody, when they find something, in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, you just can make the square of the destruction. Just when you turn, the chances to have some damage would be lower.
I wanted to ask about the toll that this type of work takes on deminers. What type of injuries are most common with this type of work? What type of hazards and injuries?
Legs.
Legs?
Yeah, unfortunately, legs, and a lot of my units and also civilians just wounded and lost their foot. And also, if you're driving on your vehicle and step on the anti-tank mines, you haven't chances to survive.
I know that today we filmed the detonation anti-tank mine.
Yeah.
It was gigantic. It made a hole that our buddy Sean could basically fill in. It looked like a tiny trench. You were talking about how that could obliterate a civilian car. If a civilian car goes over an anti-tank mine, what are the odds somebody gets out of that alive?
If the civilian will be alive, he had the very low chances to survive in hospital, and it's very hard wounded, actually.
I know that you also said that in some instances, the Russians will stack multiple anti-tank mines on top of each other to increase the power of the explosion.
I saw 5 anti-tank mines, 5 by one by one in my own eyes.
That just seems like overkill. What's even the purpose of 5? Like what?
I don't know what they expected for this explosion, but it's just for destroy maybe armored vehicle. I don't know. It's very difficult to understand.
So this work is incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
Is there any mental health services for the people who work in this type of do this type of work? Have any soldiers, not soldiers, but rescue workers, service workers approached you about needing that type of services?
Actually, no. And one thing for all the miners smoking.
All the miners, but I've noticed this too. All of you guys, every single one smokes.
Yeah. All the miners smoking.
There's something about, when I saw that, I was thinking about it, and the first thing that popped in my head is like, you guys just seem to just generally be pretty risk averse. You're just like, how many risks can we stack on top of each other? Yeah,
and I think we have very low chances to die by cigarettes, actually. But
that's what everybody says before they.
Cigarettes helps in the emergency situation. Just keep your nerves clear.
That is true. You gotta stop being such a bad influence on me. You're gonna get me to start smoking. That's what he said. Official statement from him. Everybody at home, start smoking. There's no negative side effects.
And your channel will be banned. Okay, I don't need it. I don't need it.
Are there places that have so many mines that you just don't bother? That you just say, don't go here, we can't clear it, and you just leave it alone? Yeah, a lot of places like this. As example, forests in Kyiv region, a lot of farm fields in Kherson, Mykolaiv, Kharkiv region. Yeah, we have a lot of cases. I spend a lot of my time in the Kiev Oblast, like countryside, because I have friends over there. And we'll randomly just be outside, maybe like eating food or just talking, and you'll hear explosions in the distance. Yeah. And then like hours later, you'll hear a report of somebody falling on a mine and getting killed. Either it was like some homeless person who is living in the woods or something else, or animals, a lot of animals falling in the mines. Yeah. How long is that going to be going on where people are just going to be hearing for random explosions in the distance? We have 2 options. When people start to understand that this area is very dangerous, and also after clearing all territories. They like your smoking.
I'm sorry, I'm not saying that you should smoke, but...
Yes, he is. He's saying 100%. Everybody should go home and smoke. No, don't. He's not saying that. It's not the official position.
Okay.
It's not the official position. Is there a widespread use of bomb-clearing robots?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also working with development in my hometown, and we are trying to create a very big robot with remote control with same principle as heavy mechanical demanding machine. And also we're trying to develop very small robots on the wheels just for checking the buildings. It's very easy. We don't need a huge robots, just small to open the doors, fridge, and whatever.
For the families of deminers, with this being incredibly dangerous work, it must be very difficult for them to know that they're engaged in this type of work.
Yeah. You never know when your husband can return, and if in one piece, if not, and it's very difficult to understand that your husband can be with you. It's about half of year, maybe.
Half of a year?
Yeah.
So they don't see their wife or their family for half of a year?
We have the rotation. Usually rotation takes about 1.5 months, and after that they return on their home, but they are not actually resting. They are working on their home region with World War II munition, just for they can sleep at home.
So just kind of to wrap my head around it. So for 6 months they might be deployed out in this area, demining all of the liberated territory, dealing with the Russian munitions, and then after that they get to go home to then deal with munitions from World War II and World War I. That is in their hometown, in their home areas.
Yeah.
You guys don't get many breaks, do you?
Yeah, it's very difficult, but I like it actually.
You like it?
Yeah, I like my work for now. For now. Because I am for now in one piece.
What do you like about your work?
It's first of all it's action, but
Action.
You
like action?
Of course. It's very interesting, but also,
I can't critique you. I came here.
Also, you always know that you are trying to help people, and every day of your work has the potential of saving peoples. It's real work with real results. Very difficult, dangerous, okay, but real work.
Is there, when it comes to doing this type of work, when was the first time that you realized the toll of this type of work? As in, when you first started seeing the casualties, was there a lot of casualties before February 24th in this type of work? Or did they spike, and was there a lot more casualties afterwards?
We had before the invasion casualties, but not this number. It's just insane. We have cases that we have wounded 90 miners per 1 week.
90 miners in one week.
Yeah.
That is a lot of people.
I can't say where and when, but we have this case.
When somebody is injured and they say lose a leg but they get injured and they survive, are they offered services by the government? Are their medical bills covered? What is the process of helping somebody who's been injured in service?
We have a lot of ways to solve this question, and first of all, we have the agreement from my government with foreign organization, and a foreign organization trying to supply. I just don't know this word.
Like an artificial limb, leg, prosthetics. Prosthetic limbs.
And they trying to help. It usually takes about half of year, because this part of leg need to be ready to put it. And yeah, I have my own friend without leg. His name is Mikhailo, and also he wants to continue his work as the miner.
So his leg got blown off.
Yeah.
Can you share how his leg got blown off?
I just don't know how I understand it in English. Lower knee.
Yeah. You mean his shin area?
Yeah.
So was it blown up by a butterfly mine? Was it blown off by?
Actually, I don't know. I wasn't on those group. This case was near the Kramatorsk. They work in the area to try and to clear way to the Liman.
To Lyman.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm a Yankee. I pronounce everything wrong. When he told you that he wanted to continue working, were you surprised that he wanted to still continue doing this type of work? Well, what did he tell you?
I was surprised, but I can understand because he lost the sense a lot of things he can do right now, and that's why I think the best warriors is without the another sense. He just want to help his country, and he just said, okay, I will buy the 3 or 4 reserved my plastic legs and just can demine all the time. And also my chiefs for now not making decision to give them opportunity to work, as it's very difficult. For now he is working as trainer, and he trying to teach our new deminers.
If something like that, and I know it's a dark thought, but if something like that happened to you where you were injured in that way, do you think you would want to still go back out in the field and continue demining after you recovered?
I think I need to end my goal in any condition.
So no matter the condition, you want to continue?
Yeah. My goal is just upscaling and save at least 10th of year of all clearance in Ukraine and in perspective in the world. This is my main goal. It's very difficult, almost impossible, but I'm working every day and trying to make this way shorter.
Today we were talking about your role because you don't do as much demining, actual physical demining that you used to. And you were expressing some frustration about the fact that you don't get to do as much demining as you used to. And in fact, you're discouraged a lot of times from doing it because they want to keep you safe. They want to protect you due to your role as an intermediary and your role where English speakers have communicated with you as an intermediary. How frustrating is that? Is that very frustrating for you?
Yes and no at once, because I can understand this decision. It's logic decision, but also I want to see the results of my work every day. But if you're working on developing and some agreements with foreigners, you usually can't see the results every day. And it's more important work, but more boring. When you're in the minefield, on the action with metal detector and trying to destroy, it's just...
You can physically feel yourself doing the work.
Yeah. And it's sad, but I can understand this decision.
This question is from Dylan. Hey, Dylan, there you go. It's me with an alt account. Is it more difficult to defuse World War II munitions or modern munitions?
I think it doesn't matter, but usually we're trying to move munition from the World War II on our ranges, and that's all. It's the one difference.
That's the what's the one difference?
One difference that we usually don't move the modern munition, because we have a lot of cases of traps, booby traps, traps inside the mine and mine under the mine. On the World War II munition, we haven't these problems, and usually we can move it on our range. We don't need to destroy it, as example, near the civilian house. Why? We just can move it on our range and destroy it. But if we find the Russian munition, we need to destroy a place of detector.
Is the reason why, since it hasn't exploded yet, you have no reason to believe it's going to explode in the immediate future, so you can transport it?
Yeah, we have the safe armored vehicles, and we just can move with it.
This is a somewhat political question, but it's not too political, so I feel like I can ask it. This is from RKBS. How do you see the relationship between Ukraine and Russia post-war?
I have my own opinion, actually. It's not too bad, but I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. Do a lot of deminers suffer from hearing loss? Hearing loss.
No.
No?
No, we have the active headphone, and usually we have this problem.
Okay. I think that is all the questions I have. One last question then. What Is there any lessons you've taken from your work? Anything that this work has taught you about living your life, or any valuable life lessons you've learned from being a deminer?
Yeah, if you believe in yourself on the minefields, you just will be in crap. You need to be afraid every second when you unwalk.
It's a very scary.
Yeah, but it's real. You need to be scared, because your attention work in full potential, and you just can. You're trying to find and trying to save your legs, at least your legs.
At least your legs.
But when you start to be the brave.
Thank you very much for taking time to do this interview today. I know you want to go get some sleep. I want to get some sleep too.
Yeah.
Where can people find you?
All people can find me on my own Twitter, and I'm trying to answer to all the DMs, and also if they have the problem of find me, just make contact with Dylan, and he just can make the content, and that's all.
Sure. What is your Twitter at? So people just Vlad.
Vlad Sokolov.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Awesome. So, here's the footage from today. It's an anti-tank mine. Checking under it to see if there's another mine under the first mine, which does happen. They do it so they can kill the miners.
Вогонь! Вогонь!
Look at all those camera angles, buddy. Oh my goodness.